Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to my channel, to all of my videos. I hope that you guys find them useful and hopefully you can become the best version of yourself as much as possible because of them. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about how I've said this before a billion times, but the most important question, or the question that I get asked the most by all of you guys, is I'm confused about being an INFJ. I don't know if I'm actually an INFJ because you guys tend to, for some reason, INFJs tend to do this. I don't do this because I know it'll just confuse me, and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to do the freaking test over and over again. But for some reason, INFJs have this tendency, because we're obsessed with MBTI and because we're obsessed with the truth and we're obsessed with absolutely being accurate and being absolutely sure that we're an INFJ, we do the test over and over again. Now, I did this test, the INFJ or the 16 personality test, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe like that, something like that, like years ago, right? I haven't done the test since then. Now, you guys might be thinking, oh, then you're probably not sure if you're an INFJ or not. I like to trust my judgment. I like to trust all the different statistics to see, okay, do most of the things that INFJs do resonate with me? Yes. Okay, cool, then I'm an INFJ. I don't want to confuse the issue. I don't want to go back and forth between it. I don't want to confuse my head. I don't want to be like, am I this? Am I that? La, la, la. I don't want to do that to myself, right? So I don't do the test over and over again. But I know that you guys do that. So many of you have said, oh, I did the test 10 times and 80% of the time INFJ came up. And then 20% of the time INTJ came up, or 20% of the time INFP came up. And I'm not sure, am I this, am I that? I don't know, help me. So first of all, I really feel for you guys because of the panic that you're feeling, or like the stress that you're putting yourself under because you're not sure if you're an INFJ or not. I really feel for you guys because of that, because I'm like, please stop stressing yourself out. This is not a life and death situation. It's not. If you're an INFJ, you're an INFJ. If you're not, that's it. Just forget about it. But mostly I do want to say that INFJs do tend to screw up the test or have different results on the test because we are really not one being in this body. I'm not just one being. Not that I'm saying that I'm schizophrenic, but kind of like that. Like, I think INFJs will come across as schizophrenic sometimes in the simplest of terms, because we do take on the personalities of the people around us. Depending on the day, I'll be in a different personality mode. Depending on the month, I'll be in a different personality mode. Depending on the season, depending on my age, depending on the people I hang out with, depending on the job I'm doing, depending on the different things I'm doing, depending on how much food I've had, depending on how much sleep I've had. I'm a completely different person depending on all of these different criteria. All of them. I'm not even joking about this, right? It's actually the truth. I woke up today and I slept really poorly because I was thinking about some stuff that had come up, and I woke up weirdly, and I know that today I'm going to be a completely different person from yesterday, because yesterday I woke up and I slept really well. And so yesterday I was a very extroverted person. I was hanging out with people, I was talking to people, I was having lunch with people. I was so extroverted. That's probably the reason I slept poorly yesterday, because I gave so much of myself. And today I know I'm going to be an introvert. I'm going to hide in my cave, I'm going to hide in the office, I'm not going to talk to anyone, and people are going to be like, well, what is wrong with you? Right? And I think to myself when people say that, if you only knew. But there's so many factors and permutations, combinations, all these random things that will dictate who we are in that moment, which mode we're in, which personality type we are, right? If I hang out with an INFP all day long, I will come up as an INFP on the test. It is absolutely uncertainty, because we're so good at taking on the personality traits of the people around us. It's like we're a chameleon, and a chameleon, the best chameleon of everything, because we're so good at taking on these roles and responsibilities. We can just be that person, absolutely, so much so that you won't even know what our real self is. So much so that sometimes we don't know what our real self is. Am I an introvert or am I an extrovert? I don't know, because I can be either one depending on the situation and depending on the day. Sometimes I need to bring out my extroverted mode, and I have to be an extrovert because I'm doing a job that needs that requires that. So I will. I'll just pretend to be like that. Some days I can be completely extroverted, and people will not even know that I'm an introvert, right? So who am I really? Am I the person that I really am on the inside, or the person that I pretend to be on the outside? How do we know that, right? And so I want you guys to be careful with this stuff, because there's so many things that will change your test results. They will change your test results, right? Like, if you hang out with an INFP all day long, your test results will come up INFP. And I know this to be true because I've done that in the past, right? When I first started doing these tests, I would, hang out with certain people, and then I'd notice that if I hung out with my ENTP friend all day long, then I came up as an ENTP in the test. I only did it once or twice because I was like, okay, this is way too confusing. I'm not doing do this to myself anymore. But that's why I want you guys to be careful, because this is what happens to us. We are a chameleon. We change according to our surroundings. I am normally a city girl. I love the city. I love getting dressed up. I love going dancing. I'm a city person. I've been a city person all my life. Right now, I'm living in a remote area, completely jungle, no city life, no parties, nothing. Because I'm a chameleon, I can live here. Because I can take on the qualities of those surroundings and be this person who lives in the jungle, in a secluded jungle. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, right? But whenever I go visit a city, I'm a city girl again. I'm dancing, I'm doing this thing, I'm going out, I'm partying, I'm having dinner in places, doing all that stuff. Because I just take on that role very easily. That's what INFJs do. We just change according to the seasons. I'm a major extrovert in the summertime. When I used to live in a country where there was winter, I'd be a hibernating crazy person. I would never go out in the wintertime, right? And so there's so many different things that are affecting you and your personality type that how can you even know what you truly are? And as I've said before, if 80% of the things that I say are the INFJs that are out there say resonate with you, then that means that you're probably an INFJ, because there is a tendency for an INFJ to take on the roles or personality types of the people around you. So if you're a mother and you're an INFJ and you have children who are ENTPs or ENFJs, then you're probably going to come up as an ENFJ because your children are going to, dictate some of your personality types. You can't be an introvert when you're a mother, right? It's hard to be an introvert when you're a mother because you're surrounded by people all the time. And so many things will affect you. If you're a student and you have to give presentations all the time, then if you do a test, you're probably going to come up as an extrovert rather than an introvert because you're always in that extroverted mode, right? Same thing if you are a salesperson. Hopefully I hope INFJs never take on that role. But if I used to work as a salesperson in the past, and when I was working as that, hated it, but I made a lot of money out of it. But, that meant that I had to pretend to be an extrovert. And so if I did the test then, I would come up as an ENTP or ENFP, something like that, or ENFJ. Something like that. I would come up as something different, right? So all of this depends on so many different factors. And I want you guys to stop torturing yourself over this. Please stop it. Stop doing the test over and over again. I know you have this tendency to do the test every 2 weeks to see, am I still an INFJ? Am I still an INFJ? Don't do that. Just don't do it. If it's resonating with you, all this stuff is resonating with you, all the other INFJ channels are resonating with you, then that's fine. You're an INFJ. Don't pressure yourself like this. Don't put yourself down. Don't make yourself panic. Don't make yourself so stressed out that you can barely breathe or you're burning yourself out because of such a simple thing. It doesn't really matter, actually, if you think about it in this whole scheme of things. As long as you understand yourself better, the word itself, INFJ, INTP, whatever it might be, doesn't matter really, right? No one's giving you like brownie points for being an INFJ, or no one's giving you red marks for being an INFJ. It doesn't really matter. In the general scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Whatever your type is, also because it will change as you grow older, or it will change into something different, or it will stay the same. You don't know. You have no idea. Right? I might be doing these videos 10 years from now, and I might have turned into an ENTP. I know friends of mine who were ENTPs and now are INFJs. So it's really interesting how this world works and how the personality types change over time, right? Love it. So again, please, you can always message me, of course, if you're panicking about it. I'm not saying don't message me. I'm just saying that please try not to panic about it, because it's not as important as you think it is. And if you are panicking about it, you're probably an INFJ anyway. So, there's the answer. You're an INFJ. Because no other personality type on this planet, no one else is going to be panicking over if they're an INFJ or not. And they're not going to do the test over and over again. Most other types, they'll do the test once, they'll figure out what they are, and that's it. And that's the end of it. For some reason, INFJs are obsessed with being an INFJ, or obsessed with MBTIs, because, I'll do a video on this, because we finally realize that someone understands us, that we're not alone, we're not broken, we're not crazy, and so we really, really latch on to the MBTI, because that really gives us all the answers to who we are. Alright, again, I hope this makes sense to you guys. Hopefully I haven't made you guys be upset about this. I just wanted to explain to you guys that you can always message me about this, but mostly I want you guys to realize it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter really. It doesn't really matter. Absolutely doesn't matter. Okay? Alright, again, thank you so much for watching, for being on my channel. If you guys have any questions at all, message me anytime. All my contact information is in the description below. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.